Ah, antioxidants. Aren't they beautiful? As a licensed master esthetician, antioxidants hold a special place in my heart and have easily been one of my favorite skin nutrients. So we'll start with it first. We all know how important these are topically. More importantly, are they internally? And guess what? These antioxidants that are so popular topically, like vitamin C, coenzyme Q10, green tea extract, they have profound effects internally as well. But not only on the health of the skin, but the overall health and wellness of the body. So sure, keep slinging those premium topical antioxidant serums, girl, but just be sure that your clients are also getting these important nutrients internally too. It's your job as their therapist to share this information with them. What are antioxidants exactly? And do you feel like you have a good handle on describing these to your clients and why they're important? Antioxidants are described as compounds or substances that inhibit or interfere with oxidation. So that might lead you to ask, what is oxidation? Oxidation is a term that you'll also hear me refer to as oxidative stress or free radical damage. And it is a normal chemical reaction that occurs when free radicals form within the cells of the body, or in the context of our lesson, the skin. Each oxygen atom contains two electrons that cling to each other. When something like heat or light breaks apart the atom, the electrons are separated, leaving unpaired oxygen radicals. These radicals are free to roam around, and they initiate a process of breaking down other normal cellular structures, causing damage, and even ultimately promoting the development of certain cancers. Yikes. So let's break down what free radicals are. Although oxidative stress is a natural occurrence, aging and lifestyle factors certainly accelerate oxidation. Things like UV exposure, exposure to toxic chemicals, air pollution, smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, eating processed and fried foods, use of toxic skin or beauty products. These are all known to accelerate this process. This definition of a free radical is simply reactive atom or a group of atoms that has one or more unpaired electrons. Symptoms in the skin that can result from free radical damage specifically may appear in several forms. So things like premature wrinkles, unwanted pigmentation, unevenness in skin tone, lackluster skin, just to name a few. And over time, the effects of free radical damage often grows more and more noticeable. And in severe cases, as I mentioned, it can result in certain types of skin-related skin cancers. Not good. It's estimated that every cell in your body takes up to 10,000 oxidative hits to its DNA daily. My goodness. The good news, though, is that one way we can combat oxidation is to limit the main contributors to free radical formation. So again, UV exposure, toxins, pollutants, processed foods, etc. But another way to do this is to support the body and the skin with antioxidants to inhibit the activity of free radicals and their ability to damage the skin. These approaches together are ideal. How do antioxidants work then? Now, you might already have a pretty good handle on this if you are currently a licensed skin therapist, but I'd like to shed some more light into this very important role. Antioxidants are naturally occurring and abundant in certain foods. And yes, there is evidence that certain preparations can work topically, but of course, this is Radiant Beauty nutritional skincare, so we are focusing on antioxidants and their role and effect internally. Antioxidants from real food sources simply help to prevent free radical damage by donating an electron to oxygen molecules which have lost an electron, making them unstable. The beauty of these little superheroes is that they do not become unstable themselves. Over the years, I have always used the analogy of a crazy ex. Now, hang with me here. Imagine, if you dare, your worst, most toxic love relationship. Now, think of that person as a free radical. You know what I'm talking about. They're unstable, they take without giving anything back, creating chaos in their wake and with everyone they meet. The relationship ends, but you might feel a little unstable yourself. And maybe you even took some of that baggage into your next relationship. This might make you now the free radical. But enter your therapist. And in this case, it's Hunky John Stamos. You're welcome. Your therapist, also known as the antioxidant. Thank God. This restores stability and balance back into your life and hopefully neutralizes the free radical, which is now you, and helps in your stability. So hopefully this helps in your understanding of the process of a free radical and how antioxidants impact free radicals for the good. And by all means, feel free to get hashtag my ex is a free radical trending. Okay, so let's talk about the different types of antioxidants and where they're abundantly found. So the lead actors and actresses of this antioxidant saga are of course going to be your vitamins A, C, and E. A in the form of beta carotene as well. And then those supporting cast members are going to be certain minerals like selenium, we'll talk about those more, carotenoids, flavonoids, polyphenols, and more. Now remember, we will be focusing solely on the skin benefits, but these compounds have numerous effects on the overall health of the body as well. So, vitamin C. Let's talk about it first because it's the gold standard of antioxidants in skincare, and it's not without merit. That's why I gave it a little crown there, you see. This is likely the most studied antioxidant topically and internally, and it remains the tried and true option for protected, radiant skin. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant and has even been shown to protect our skin against UV radiation. Additionally, vitamin C is a precursor to collagen and elastin. We love those fibers. Vitamin C helps to support wound healing. It can strengthen blood vessels. It can even decrease melanin synthesis, making it great for pigmentation. And it has a unique supportive relationship to the important nutrient vitamin E. In short, vitamin C tightens, lightens, and brightens. And vitamin C deficiencies can result in disease called scurvy. You've heard of it before with the sailors crossing the sea. It's characterized by skin fragility, bleeding gums, corkscrew hairs, as well as impaired wound healing. Just as a little side note. And linked in this lesson is a medical paper with cited studies that differentiate between internal vitamin C and topical vitamin C specifically for skin health. And I have to tell you, it's fascinating. I highly recommend a read. I'll give you a little bit bite of the literature now. Are you ready? In order for topical vitamin C to be somewhat effective, it's all about the formulation. So it has to be in a pH, certain pH level, which is below 4. And the vitamin C has to be present as ascorbic acid. That penetration will occur in that case. But whether the results are increased levels in the stratum corneum, if it's actually changing something there, that's still unknown. So as much as we tout vitamin C topically, there's not a whole lot of research backing that up. Vitamin C also usually requires vitamin E in a formulation to stabilize it. And together they need a proper vehicle to deliver into the skin. Vitamin C is highly oxidative, so it has to have that partnership and pairing. So it really makes you think twice about how many of those expensive vitamin C serums are actually even able to penetrate the skin or have a therapeutic effect. Believe me, I'm a big fan of topical vitamin C. So even though science hasn't totally supported our use of it. I feel like it works. But on the contrary, we see a lot of evidence of internal vitamin C for the skin health. So, two human studies have simply shown an increase in skin vitamin C content, particularly in the epidermis, following supplementation with vitamin C. In one other study, vitamin C content was measured in the keratinocytes, and the keratinocyte vitamin C concentration doubled upon supplementation of the participants that were using 3 grams a day of vitamin C for 6 weeks. So, whoa, super cool. And this right here is actually what Radiant Beauty Nutritional Skincare Therapy is all about. Because vitamin C is one of the most studied compounds on the planet, we have the research to support the theory that internal use of these compounds are substantially more effective in the health of the skin over topical application. So again, while I do support use of topical skincare, believe me, particularly in the non-toxic form, nothing will ever trump what we can do internally for the skin with beauty foods and nutrients. So be sure to check out that study. It's pretty fascinating, that paper with the studies. Our next antioxidant to discuss is vitamin A, also known as beta carotene, and I'll explain that difference in a second. But vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin that's known to be good for healthy vision, of course. It's known to be great for the immune system, but it's also significant for skin health and supporting other tissues in the body. Vitamin A works as an antioxidant, fighting and preventing cell damage. And there are 2 types of vitamin A. Preformed vitamin A, also known as retinol, is found in animal products like fortified milk, cream, eggs, meat, cheese, liver, fish like halibut, fish oil, and organ meats. Provitamin A, the second type, is most notably known as beta carotene, and it's found in plant-based foods like fruits and vegetables. And you can always find this important nutrient as it is responsible for the orange and yellow pigments in those fruits and vegetables. Vitamin A also helps skin grow and repair. And preformed vitamin A, the active ingredient in topical retin A type of products, those are the same. So Retin A is a brand name for tretinoin, a prescription medication that treats acne and other skin conditions, just to clarify. And it works by signaling to the cells to grow at a faster rate, bringing fresher, more youthful skin to the surface more rapidly. Used in excess, though, it can be quite irritating, their side effects. And so this is where beauty and nutrition might lend a hand. And while vitamin A deficiency is rare in the United States, it is more common in other developing countries. With that in mind, rather than supplementing with preformed vitamin A or retinol, a better approach is to get a diet rich in provitamin A, aka beta carotene, so that if our body needs vitamin A or that retinol, that preformed vitamin A, it can actually convert it from beta carotene. Pretty cool, right? All right, vitamin E, which is also known as tocopherol, or alpha tocopherol is the bioavailable form. This is an important vitamin that acts as an antioxidant, and it helps to protect cell membrane walls and the DNA within. Uniquely, like vitamin C, vitamin E has been shown to have profound photoprotection. Vitamin E also is believed to have potent anti-inflammatory properties. We naturally make a type of vitamin E ourselves, and interestingly, vitamin E first accumulates in the sebaceous glands before it is delivered to the skin surface through the sebum. So healthy sebum is critical to healthy skin for this reason, among many, which we'll discuss in upcoming lessons and modules. As I mentioned previously, vitamin E shares a unique connection to vitamin C. Together, these antioxidants, when consumed or applied topically before UV exposure, has been shown to decrease sunburn cells, decrease DNA damage, inhibit erythema or redness, and decrease skin pigmentation after UV exposure. This is pretty amazing. And good sources of vitamin E are wheat germ, leafy green vegetables like spinach or chard, nuts, avocados, sunflower seeds, mango, and actually kiwi fruit. Vitamin E deficiency may affect skin function, but there is little evidence from human studies showing that. Vitamin E deficiency in rats, though, has been reported to cause skin ulcerations and changes in skin collagen cross-linking. So again, super, super important nutrient. And noteworthy and needs a quick discussion is coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is a fat-soluble or ubiquitous fat-soluble vitamin-like compound that is also known as ubiquinone, and this functions as a cofactor for many enzymes and acts as an essential component of the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So more simply, it affects our mitochondria of the cell. It is possible that ubiquinol is essential for the maintenance of vitamin E as well. The status and function. Depletion of the CoQ10 further exacerbates the deficiency of vitamin E, studies show. So we make this in our body, but we can also acquire from food sources like organ meat, like heart, liver, and kidney, some muscle meats like beef and chicken, fatty fish, like herring, trout, mackerel. And it's also found in vegetables like spinach, cauliflower, broccoli, fruits like oranges and strawberries, and then even some legumes like lentils. Okay, quick intermission. Since we are in this saga of antioxidants, it's a long lesson. So if you need to take a break, this is a good place to pause before we move on to our supporting antioxidant cast members. All right, so on to those cast members. So minerals, specifically are zinc and selenium. We'll discuss these in more depth and their impact on the skin in the next module, module 7. But for now, it suffices to say that these 3 minerals have some notable antioxidant properties. Zinc helps to decrease oxidative stress. Remember that word. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory, and it's shown to be boosted in conjunction with vitamin E. It's pretty neat. You can also find zinc in oysters, shellfish, meat and poultry, mushrooms, kale, chia seeds, nuts, seeds, and even chocolate. Selenium is an antioxidant, powerful antioxidant that helps to enhance immunity as well. And food sources include oysters, that's the most potent source of selenium, Brazil nuts specifically, halibut and tuna, eggs, sardines, and sunflower seeds. I do want to mention copper, which actually does work as an antioxidant, although it's not recommended to ever supplement with copper. It is found naturally in foods like oysters. See a theme here? Oysters may be a perfect food. Liver, cocoa, or cacao, and sesame seeds. And copper shares a unique relationship with zinc in that copper and zinc are antagonists, which means they work against one another and they compete for binding sites. So excess zinc can lead to a copper deficiency and vice versa. When you have an imbalance of the two, it can lead to some problems. So don't be alarmed here, just aware balance is key with these essential minerals. All right, the next category is phytochemicals, and there are so many antioxidants that live here. These terms can get really confusing, and I hear the skincare world slinging words around like bioflavonoid and flavonols and anthocyanins, polyphenols, and resveratrol. And it's all in a good way, but do we actually understand or know what that means? So I'm going to do kind of a high level coverage of this in this module today, and look towards maybe the end of the course, possibly doing a bonus module specifically on phytochemicals and their effects on the skin. So we'll just spend a moment here because it is important to understand to be a well-educated esthetician. Again, look for that bonus module to come that will deep dive into the important topic of phytochemical-based antioxidants. But phytochemicals are a group of plant compounds. They're naturally occurring, and they have a positive effect on human health when consumed. I've always said to my students of the past, and I'll say it to you now, mark my words, there will be new vitamins that are announced during our lifetime. Why? Because science knows about these compounds. They know that they're good for human health, and many studies are happening right now into these important compounds. And as science uncovers this information, I think we'll see those new vitamins come out. So let's discuss those that have been identified as having direct antioxidant properties. Carotenoids. So carotenoids, beta carotene is an example of a carotenoid. And of course we find that in, very well known and commonly in carrots. But also you've probably heard of something known as lutein. That's found in tomatoes and is an example of a carotenoid. And of course, that beta carotene, provitamin A, again found in carrots, but you can always spot this compound because it's responsible for the red and orange pigment in plants, as I mentioned earlier. Catechins, this is a type of flavonoid, and catechins are abundant in teas, grapes, cacao, and cocoa. And because of the grapes, wine, you'll find it in wine as well. Flavonoids are an umbrella term that includes catechins, flavanols, flavones, anthocyanins, and you can usually visually detect these by the purple and blue pigments they provide to plants and flowers and berries. So you're going to find that flavonoids oftentimes in things like blueberries, blackberries, grapes, things like that. Polyphenols are kind of like the mother term for many groups of compounds, but they do include uniquely phenolic acids. So these are things like curcumin. Curcumin because that's the main famous compound in turmeric. Resveratrol, that is abundant in grapes and in the skin of grapes and wine. I have a hard time saying this, but capsaicinoids, that's it. Those are found in peppers, hot peppers. And then ellagic acids and lignans, which are found more in legumes, nuts and seeds, and grains. The ellagic acid's also really common in certain berries. So cherries, raspberries, strawberries, those are all potent in ellagic acid. But there's so many more. There are tens of thousands of these powerful plant compounds. Please view the YouTube video that I've linked in this module entitled Best Antioxidants to get clear skin. Okay, that's a wrap on antioxidants for today. I know this was a very long lesson in the module, and there's even more information that we could deep dive into. Look for that in the future as a bonus module outside of the 16 core modules.